So let's get into it. What everyone came here for. All right, WFSB had breaking news about 2 days ago. It says for the second time, guns were stolen from a store, according to police. Now, yes, all right, it was a total of 9 guns stolen this time. All right, and the police talk about that. Now, you can read the article, suspects steal handguns from, but that's not what I'm interested in. What I wanted to go over are the comments. So that's what I wanted to hit up. We're not even getting with the first comment, but right there. Get better security at the gun shop or shut it down. Thanks, Debbie. Debbie, the security is phenomenal at the gun shop. It's an alarm system. It's got cameras everywhere. Bars on the windows. Not much more you can do, especially when someone decides they're going to yeet a Sonata through the building into the store. Not once, but twice, because the first time they didn't get through, but they did collapse part of the wall. Then they drove forward and drove back and hit the wall a second time, throwing the car into the actual gun shop. Now, the bars on the windows, all that stuff that had been installed, stayed intact. So, there you go. There's not much more you can do when someone decides they're going to yeet a freaking car through your building. That being said, it wasn't like it just happened. So what happened was, we'll get into the first time it happened. The first time they broke a window, got into the store, broke the case, cleaned them out, which we all know about. That's old news. All right. This time around, they showed up earlier, and they tried to break the windows, and they couldn't because they are shatterproof windows. So there was no way they're getting in. So they decided they're just going to get in their little hood rat mobile, and they're going to zip over to a neighboring town. So they go over to the neighboring town, and they find a Hyundai Sonata. Well, they break into it, and they steal that. And then they come back about an hour later, and then they yeet that bad boy right into the store. So there's not much you can prevent when people throw cars into your building. So, thanks for playing. Richard wrote, maybe if they, the governor and Democrat politicians, put the criminals in jail for the first, second, and third crime would be down. Yes, I agree. Prosecute. The problem is, like with the first robbery, Southington police did an amazing job. They showed up because the alarms were going off, the whole 9 yards. As they're coming in, the hood rats are leaving. And I talked about this in the first video. The police saw them, but because it's a non-violent felony, they could not pursue. So they didn't pursue. All right. Oh, okay, Jason, yes. You do realize they drove a car into the building. Yes, there you go. Let's see. They can install bollards in the front of the store. Yes. And they did. There are now giant blocks of concrete in front of the store. Try to yeet through those. Let's see. Brian, for people running those miles, you realize they drove a car. Thank you. Yes. Top-notch security system. Rafal, listen. Your top-notch security system doesn't keep you from having a car thrown at you. All right? Tommy Mac, more like lock and lose. How about more like get the facts straight? All right? Criminals don't care about laws. Correct. They don't. More like unlocked and loaded. Am I right? No, you are wrong. They yeeted a car into the building. You can't prevent much of that, especially when you don't own that building. If you're renting the brick and mortar store from another person, your landlord, you are limited to what you can do because they own the building. Plus, say you do own the building. Well, you're limited what you could do via the town because that's got to go through permits and all that. And sometimes the town just says, no, you can't do that. All right. So there's that. Rob Salisbury, it seems fishy. What seems fishy about it? They threw a car into the building. Sounds like a possible inside job. Well, the car was inside, so I guess that could be the inside job. And it's not like they got away with, stellar equipment. Listen, they stole crap. I'm just saying, right? They just smashed, grabbed, and left. They were in and out in 90 seconds. Something like that. All right? Carly, a robbery in May. Yes, May 21st. That happens. They broke a window, broke the case, and it's funny because the little hood rat had to be a crackhead to fit through the bars. So since that happened, they did their due diligence, and they increased the number of bars, including chicken wire and break-proof windows. Guess what? They yeeted a car through it. All right, an employee shoots themselves in June. Yes, that was unfortunate. It happened. I'm not going to parse words on that. Yes, it happened. All right, he's good. He's recovering. It happened. That's all I can say. All right. And now another robbery in July. Yeah, the hood rats. They're still running around. There's a gang of them, and they're running around. Now, everyone's busting up on this, but did you know, and I covered this in another video. So in May, Lock and Load had 10 guns stolen from them. Wolf's had 7 guns. Hoffman's had 30. Statewide Pawn and Armory, they had a break-in. Within a 5-week span, there were 8 FFLs that were broken into, more that were tried. So there you go. All right, there are criminals that abound. Let's see, what else did they write? This place needs new ownership. No, it doesn't. The owner is doing quite fine. He's an awesome dude. He's doing a great job. All right. Closed down for unsafe practices. For what? Criminals eating cars through your building? No. Regardless, there's too many incidents happening in that location. No. Shut your hole. You don't know what you're talking about. All right. Once, not good enough security, but twice. Again, how many times do I have to say it? All right. It's a little weird. Lock the guns in a safe. The entire building's a freaking safe. But, again, they catapulted a car into it. Thanks, Bobby Lynn, but you're wrong. All right? Double doors and keep both locked. Yes, the doors are locked. Again, car through a wall. Inside job, question mark. Heidi, bite me. No. Looked like a revocation of someone's FFL Bruce, rack, vet, whatever. Listen, so this is how it works. The alarms go off, police show up. And then the FFL has to deal with all of the police, local police stuff, okay? So you get your Southington PD, and then Cheshire PD from where the other car was. And then, of course, you have to go through the headache of the ATF. They're coming in. They're crawling around up your rear with a microscope looking at everything. And when they're like, hey, you did everything you possibly could, you're good to go. And that's what happened. Flags are going to fly on this one. No. Oh, Laura, the building is under renovation. Yes, it is currently under renovation now. There you go. All right. Unplanned renovations, but renovations none the least. I hope they have bad quality camera ID to the perps. Nope, cameras are actually great quality. So, there you go. All right. Crazy. This meme right here was kind of funny. I did chuckle at that. I wouldn't be saying, oh no. I'd be saying a lot stronger words, which I'm sure the owner did. Let's see. Urban Democrat neighborhood the thieves came from. That's a good question. Soft on crime, guys. This is what you get. All right. Close them down. Once, shame on you. Twice, shame on me. How about you bite me? All right. Yep, that's dumb. Thanks, Chuck. That's good. Or that's from RJ. Chuck's a moron. RJ. Freeman. Thank you. That's dumb. All right. Not at all. They secured the firearms in accordance with Connecticut safe storage regulations. FFL dealers. Yes. 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 Let's look at these. Well, it happens again. You say, oh well, again. I swear, some people. Illegal aliens are in Southington now. Howard. What's that got to do with anything? Inside job, Andrew. No. Andrew. No. Time to start putting the guns in a safe at night. Roger Roy. Again, your entire building is a giant safe. Gabriel. Employee shot his hand a couple of months back, and now this. Effing joke. No. You're an effing joke. No class necessary if you are illegal. Well, that's true. Yeah, because criminals are doing criminal things, right? And if we don't prosecute them, they're just running free doing what they want. Again, with the Joe Montana Jr., no. That's exactly what a stupid crap would say. I like that. Let's see what else was there. All right. Insurance fraud. Jeez. No. No. Rack up those premiums? No. Not going to happen. So, WFSB. These comments are absolutely insane. All right. They're blatantly wrong. People don't know what they're talking about. They have no idea what's happening. I told you pretty much what the article said. Feel free to go find their article and take care of it. All right. Reddit. This popped up last night. Another break-in over the weekend. This was actually a while back. Okay. So this came out 2 days ago. The break-in was about a week ago. All right. So I don't know if you guys out there are members of CT Guns on Reddit. They have some good information. They got things like, you know, Ask an FFL, anything. There's a lot of people in here that I know. But you see a lot of FUDs trickle in. I'm just saying. People just run their mouths. Space Cat, I'm not saying that first part. I got my Fight Light from there. They were awesome. Sad to hear about it. Yes, it is sad. And the Fight Light is pretty cool. All right. If you don't know what a Fight Light is, the Fight Light SCR has got the front end of what you would call like an AR and the back end of a normal rifle with a wooden stock. I mean, they have a composite stock version, but there's no pistol grip. There's no like forward assist. Not that I know of. I could be wrong. Don't freak out over it. It's got a detachable magazine, so they're pretty good. So if you're not into the whole fixed mag, Cali key, weird crap that is actually legal, you can get a Fight Light, which is perfectly legal, and you can have that removable magazine and all that good stuff. So those are pretty nice. Don't have one. Love to get one. They're hard to get. It is what it is. All right. Yeah. Employee what? Yep. We're not even going to. So AD, for those that don't know, accidental discharge. All right. The ND is a negligent discharge. All right. Again, it is what it is. Remember the first rule of firearm safety. Always treat every firearm as if it is loaded and do a clearance check. Always do that clearance check. All right. So originally that was it. 2 days ago was WFSB, and then of course Reddit. And then it started popping up other places. Everybody started grabbing it. Connecticut Insider grabbed it. All right, Christine Dempsey put a photo up. Now, I don't like this because that first photo that you see right here is from the first break-in, where they broke the window, which was tempered, but not like that hard plexiglass unbreakable material that it turned out to be installed. All right, so it originally was just normal glass because of a business. There were bars and other things to prevent you from getting in. Well, when you are a tiny little skinny crackhead, you can squeeze through there. All right, a normal person couldn't. There's no way I could fit through it, but you know, the crackhead could, so he did. All right, they target gun shops in Connecticut, at least 6 stores falling victim in recent months. There are actually more stores, but what you guys don't understand is a lot of stores don't say anything. All right, they ignore the phone calls from the media, and unless the police dime them out, they're not saying anything. They just stay quiet about it, fix what needs to be fixed, move on. Especially if it's found through the ATF and the police department that there was no wrongdoing on the FFL's part. All right, so there you go. How about the criminals should be arrested and prosecuted? I do believe there was a individual that was arrested recently in the past couple of days that has been known to have been breaking into certain FFLs or something like that. They're a suspect. So The New Haven Register. 9 guns stolen from the Southington store after a car smashes into the building. At least they admit that. That's an older photo. They are not going to have any photos. Again, that's the first break-in. So, I like how they talk about Southington store after a car smashes into the building, and then they show that. Would they, what, Hot Wheel crashed into it? Same person. All right. So, there you go. So, there's been a rash of break-ins. Now, is this normal? That's what a lot of you were thinking. Is this like every year this happens? No. So if we go here to the ATF's website, you can find the reported FFL burglaries by state for fiscal year 2021. It's always going to be a few years back. So if you look right here at Connecticut, there's 2. That's it. Just 2. And then we got a lot of lax laws that are either they're not enforced or they're letting these criminals go. And then they get emboldened. They do it once. Nothing happens. They're not caught. They're not prosecuted, etc. They'll do it again. And then again and again and again. They get bolder and bolder and bolder. You need to crush this. Okay? Now, we all know that Lamont has said, hey, a 4% reduction in overall crime. Sounds like it's BS to me. All right, this is over 21 and 22. A 13% reduction in violent crime. No. Including a 13% reduction in homicides, 18% reduction in robberies, etc. Now, here's the funny thing. So it's right there. You can see that this is just Google. And when I go and click on that to get the actual release, oh, it's gone. They took it down because it's easily debunked. Crime is not going down in our state. Crime is going up. They're just not reporting it like they're supposed to. They're not prosecuting people because I guess it looks bad. Guess what? Crime is rampant. Every town you go to now is on a slow decline. All right? I lament with my family all the time. It's like, you know, you go back to when I was young. You know, Meriden had its bad spots, but it wasn't that bad. Other towns we joke about have always been bad. It's the policies. And the people keep electing the same individuals into office, and they just drive these cities into the ground. And these crime gangs, or whatever they are just jumping from town to town because either local laws or state laws, which that's the problem, is just pretty much tying the cops' hands behind their back, preventing them from doing their jobs, and it's running rampant. So that's what's going on with that. All right? So disregard what you hear. I just told you the God's honest truth. They yeeted a car into the building, smashed one case, took some stuff, bolted in and out, 90 seconds-ish. All right? About a minute and a half. And fled. That's it. Now you got cameras. Great. They all wear masks. Now you can look at the build, but that doesn't tell you much. You're like, oh, that looks like the same build as the last one. Who knows? All right? You can't go off of that. You cover your face because, well, maybe they're afraid of getting COVID or something. And then they do, you know, hood rat stuff. So, that's the end of it. All right? Now, I'm going to get to your comments and all that stuff toward the end when we do a little bit of Q&A. So there's my little rant about what happened in Southington. All right?